One.
Hello, my name is George Washington. It is April 30th, 1789, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 57 years old. I was born in Westmoreland, Virginia to a large family. When I was young, I did not chop down a cherry tree. I studied at home. I worked as a surveyor, planter, and soldier. I married Martha Dandridge Custis. My kids' names are John and Martha. People who know me well would describe me as the father of my country. I love horses, geography, and surveying. I think all men are created equal. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for winning the Revolutionary War, designing the White House, and being the first president of the United States of America. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
One.
Hi, I'm John Adams. It is March 4th, 1797, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 52 years old.
What did you not learn?
I was born.
I was born in Braintree, Massachusetts, to a hard-working family. When I was young, I learned to read when I was about 3.
Wow.
I studied Latin at Harvard College. I worked as a farmer, a teacher, and a lawyer. I married Abigail Smith. My kids' names are Thomas, John Quincy, Susanna, Nabby, or Abigail. And people who know me well would describe me as stout and stubborn. I love food. My favorite are roast duck, mustard, and cider.
Mm.
I think that King George is very mean. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the first president to live in the White House and the first vice president of the United States. Thank you, and God bless America.
One.
Hi, I'm Thomas Jefferson. It's March 4th, 1801. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 57 years old. I was born in Virginia to a wealthy family. I studied history, math, and science. When I was 14, my dad died. He was a surveyor and his dream was to explore the West. I studied history, math, and science at William and Mary's College. I worked as a lawyer, delegate, minister of France, governor, secretary of state, and vice president. I married Martha Skelton, but she died 20 years ago. My daughters were Martha and Mary.
People
People who know me will describe me as tall, red-headed, and quiet. I think all men are created equal. I love books and inventing things. Looking into the future will probably be remembered for the Declaration of Independence and the Louisiana Purchase. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
One.
Hi, I'm James Madison. It's March 4th, 1809. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Virginia to a rich and hard-working family. When I was young, I lived in I'm 57. When I was young, I lived on a farm. And I was the oldest of 8 children. I was sick most of the time, so I studied with 2 years. Yeah, 5 at school. What? I studied languages at the College of Music. I worked as a farmer and a politician. And I told my dad to name it from King God. He is my stepson. I never had any children in my home.
People who know me well.
People who will describe me as small and small. I think I love horseback riding. I think the college should be holding Rainbow State. Looking into the future, I will probably be learning riding the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. Thank you very much, and that's a problem.
2, 1.
Hello, I'm Kingston Morse 4th, 1817. I just took the oath of office of President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 58 years old. I was born in Fatima to a former family. We know 16 my parents had. When I was 18, I fought in the Battle of London with George Washington and got shot in the shoulder and almost died. I studied law with Thomas Jefferson. I worked as a senator, governor, diplomat, defense minister, Secretary of State, and Secretary of War. I married Elizabeth Courtwright, and my daughters are Eliza and Maria.
People who know me.
People who know me well will describe me as handsome and likable. As I love speaking French, I think you should stay out of America. I think I'll be remembered for by a narrow of good friends and some Monroe doctrines. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Three, two, 1.
Hi, I'm Andrew Jackson. It is March 4th, 1827, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 67 years old. I was born in South Carolina to a poor family. When I was young, I fought in the Revolutionary War and got captured by British soldiers and got smallpox when I was 13. When I was 14, I was an orphan, a wounded veteran, and a warrior. I studied law at North Carolina. I worked as a soldier and a lawyer and a general. I married Rachel Robles. I do not have any kids, but I adopted most of my nephews. People who know me well would describe me as a warrior and a hero. I love fighting. I think that everyone should stand up for undivided liberty. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the founder of the Democratic Party. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, I'm Martin Rambuer. It's March 4th, 1837, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Kinderhook, New York, to a Dutch innkeeper's family. When I was young at my dad's tavern, I listened to political people, which made me want to be one of them. I studied Latin and law in Kinderhook, New York. I worked as a lawyer, senator, governor, minister to the United Kingdom, and vice president. I was married to Hannah Hose, but she died 18 years ago. My boys are Abraham, John, Martin, and Smith. I love people who know me well describe me as short, bald, with bushy chops, and a brilliant political organizer. I love politics, parties, and singing. I think Texas is trouble. Looking to the future, I'll probably be remembered for the Panic of 1837, the embodied distraction, the word okay. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm William Henry Harrison. It is March 4th, 1841. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 68 years old. I was born in Virginia to a rich aristocratic family. When I was young, my parents were friends with George and Martha Washington. My dad signed the Declaration of Independence. I quit medical school because my dad died. I was the youngest of 7 children. I studied classics, languages, and history at Hampton Sydney College and the University of Pennsylvania Medical School. Married Anna Tilson. I get the name though. John, Elizabeth, John, Lucy, William, John, Mary, Carter, and James. And Benjamin and Anne.
Wow.
I worked as a soldier and held more than 5 political offices. I love being a soldier. I think Congress represents the will of the people. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for the longest inaugural speech, and I hope not the shortest one. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I am John Tyler. It is April 6th, 1841. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 51 years old. I was born in Virginia to an aristocratic family. When I was 7, my mom died. I was sick a lot, and I had a private tutor, and my dad was an important man. He was roommates with Thomas Jefferson at college. I studied law at William and Mary College. I studied I worked as a senator, governor, and vice president. I married, I forgot my name.
Letitia.
Letitia Christian, and my kids' names are Mary, Robert, John, Elizabeth, Letitia, Alice, and Hazel. I love reading Shakespeare and playing the violin.
People who know me well.
People who know me well will describe me as tall, thin, very strong, real southern gentleman. I think Florida should be the 27th state. I will probably be remembered for
Being the first?
being the first vice president to take over as president and getting kicked out of my own party and having the most kids. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hello, my name is James Max Polk. It is March 4th, 1845, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 49 years old. I was born in Pineville, North Carolina to a large family. When I was young, I was often sick and the oldest of 10 kids. I studied law at University of North Carolina. I worked as a lawyer, governor, and a politician. I married Sarah Childress. I do not have any kids. People who know me well would describe me as nobody's tool and somebody who sets jobs to do and achieves them. I love horses. I think that America should expand all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for the Mexican-American War and Manifest Destiny, which is getting land all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hi, I'm Zachary Taylor. It is March 4th, 1849, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 65 years old. I was born in Virginia to a poor, hard-working family. When I was young, I grew up under constant threat of Indian attacks. Living in the wilderness means I did not have a proper education. I worked as a soldier, a farmer, and a general, and President of the United States of America. I married Margaret Smith. My kids' names are Anne, Sarah, Octavia, Martha, and Mary. People who know me well would describe me as a war hero and old, rough, and ready. I love horses. I think that California should be able to outlaw slavery. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for fighting in the War of 1812, the Black Hawk War, and being a general in the Mexican-American War. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hi, I'm Lillian Fillmore. It's July 9th, 1850, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 50 years old. I was born in New York to a very poor family. When I was 14, I was an apprentice to a clothmaker, and it was a bad experience. I don't like bullies. I studied law at home. I worked as a lawyer, congressman, comptroller, and vice president. I married Abigail Powers, and my kids are Millard and Mary. People who know me well describe me as boring but a good politician. I'm reserved, modest, and deliberate. I love books and gardening. I think commerce and transportation will improve people's lives. Looking to the future, I will probably be remembered for signing the Fugitive Slave Act and sending slaves to Japan. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Florentine Pierce. It is March 4th, 1853. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in New Hampshire to a political family. When I was young, I attended several schools. I studied math, science, Latin, Greek, and law at Golden College.
Yeah.
I worked as a general and a lawyer. I married James Appleton. My last surviving son, Benjamin, just died in a train accident. People who know me well would describe me as handsome and likable.
Aw.
I love politics and this and this. I think kids in Nebraska should be able to decide whether or not to allow slavery. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for Kansas, Nebraska. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I am James Buchanan. It is March 4th, 1857. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 65 years old. I was born in Pennsylvania to a shopkeeper's family. When I was young, my dad taught me about business, and my mom read poems to me. Once I almost got kicked out of school for goofing off with my friends. I volunteered for the army at the end of the War of 1812. I stole horses for American soldiers near Baltimore. I studied law at Dickinson College, and I worked as a lawyer and state senator, congressman, senator, secretary of state, minister to Russia and England. I never married, and I had no kids, but my niece Harriet is like a daughter to me.
People who know me.
Who know me well would describe me as strong and generous. I love my dog Lara. She is a Newfoundland. I think we should buy Cuba or just take it. I think our club probably be remembered for being the only bachelor president and not provincialism. Well, thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hello, my name is Abraham Lincoln. It is March 4th, 1860, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 51 years old, was born in Hodgenville, Kentucky, to a poor, hardworking family. When I was young, I liked to read and do hard math problems instead of my original work on the farm. I taught myself law at home. I worked as a lawyer. I married Mary Todd Lincoln. My kids' names are Robert, William, Edward, and Tad. People who know me well would describe me as tall and smart. I think all men are created equal, and a house divided against itself cannot stand. I love reading and math. People who
Okay.
Oh, wait, yeah. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for the Gettysburg Address, the Emancipation Proclamation, starting the Pardon Turkey tradition, and winning the Civil War. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hi, I'm Andrew Johnson. It is April 15th, 1865. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 58 years old. I was born in North Carolina to a poor family. When I was young, me and my family were so poor we had to take turns sleeping under a blanket, and my mom had to make me sweaters and shirts out of grass, weeds, wheat, and straw. I had no formal education, but I learned in my basement with my life. I worked as a tailor and a public official. I'm married, Eliza McCardle. My kids' names are Martha, Charles, Mary, Robert, and Andrew Jr. People who know me well would describe me as the wrong person for president. I love politics. I think that former slaves should not have the right to be full citizens of the United States. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the first president after an assassination. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hello, I am Hiram Ulysses Smith. It's March 4th, 1869, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 46 years old. I was born in Ohio to a tanner's family. When I was 8, I bought a horse for $25. I've always been really great with horses. I've earned a lot of respect and confidence through that. I studied math and military science at West Point. I worked as a soldier, farmer, businessman, general, and Secretary of War. I married Julia Dent. My kids' names are Frederick, Ulysses, Ellen, and Jesse. People who know me will describe me as quiet, trusting, and determined. I love horses and math. I think, like my friend Sherman, that war is hell. Looking to the future, I'll probably be remembered for being a Civil War hero but a mediocre president with a corrupt cabinet, and for the Panic of 1873. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hi, I'm Rutherford B. Hayes. It is March 4th, 1877. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Ohio to a rich family. When I was young, I was sick. I had to stay inside till I was 9 years old. I studied law at Harvard Law School. I worked as a lawyer and a general. I married Lucy Webb. My kids' names are Scott, Manning, Joe, George, Webb, Fanny, Butchard, and Rutherford. People who know me well would describe me as a quiet, friendly man and a ferocious fighter. I love people of good character. I think ladies should be able to argue before the Supreme Court. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for the first woman in the White House. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hi, I am James A. Garfield. It is March 4th, 1881, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 49 years old. I was born in a log cabin in Ohio to a farmer's family. When I was 2, my dad died, and I worked hard to help support my family and go to school. When I was 16, I ran away to work on the Ohio Canal boats, and I fell overboard 14 times, and then eventually I returned home. I studied Latin, Greek, and law at Williams College in Massachusetts, and I worked as a teacher, future state senator, a brigadier general in the Civil War, and congressman. I married Lucretia Rudolph, and my kids' names are Harvey, James, Marty, Orvin, and Abram. People who know me well will describe me as tall, bearded, good-natured, and super smart. I could write Latin with one hand and Greek with the other at the same time. I love learning and giving hugs. I think people should earn their job. I think I will probably be remembered for being the second president assassinated and being the second
Serving?
serving the second shortest amount of time. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
My name is Chester Allen Arthur. It is September 19th, 1881, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 51 years old. I was born in Fairfield, Vermont, to a large Irish family. When I was young, I was the top prankster in my class. I studied law at Union College. I worked as a lawyer and civil servant. I married Ellen Herndon Arthur. My kids' names are Ellen, William, Chester, and Herndon. People who know me well would describe me as a dandy. I love fancy pants. I think fancy pants are awesome. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for signing an act to clean up the paper system. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Grover Cleveland. It is March 4th, 1885, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 48 years old. I was born in Cleveland, New Jersey, to a wealthy family. When I was young, me and my family moved to Fayetteville, New York when I was 4. I attended grammar school in Fayetteville and then moved to Clinton, New York. I studied law in New York City somewhere. I worked as a lawyer, a sheriff, a mayor, and a governor. That's only part of them. I am not married yet. I don't have any kids. People who know me well would describe me as quiet and sometimes grumpy. I love the White House. I think I should serve one more term. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the first president to get married in the White House. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hello, I am Benjamin Harrison. It is March 4th, 1889, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Ohio to a famous family. When I was 7, my grandpa William Henry Harrison was elected president, and died. My dad was a struggling farmer, but he managed to send me and my brother to college when I was 14. I had a great teacher, Dr. Bishop. He taught me to learn and love politics and government. I studied Latin, Greek, history, science, and law. I worked as a lawyer, court reporter, soldier, and Indiana senator. I married Carolyn Scott. My kids' names are Russell and Mary. People who know me well describe me as short, serious, great at making speeches, and a man of integrity. I love my grandkids. I think that higher tariffs mean higher wages for American workers. I look into the future, I'll probably be remembered for being William Henry Harrison's grandson, the first president we elected to sing in the White House, and the last president with the beard. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Grover Cleveland. It is March 4th, 1893. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 56 years old. I was born in New Jersey to a minister family. When I was young, I took people's gates off. I studied law in New York. I worked as a lawyer and a sheriff. I'm married for 4 sons. I have a daughter named Ruth, a teenage son. I will have another kid named Esther, and then 3 more after that named Marion, Francis, and Rachel. People who know me well would describe me as honest and hardworking. I love golf. I think I will be in a lot of laws. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for the first president with 2 separate terms. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I am William McLean. It is March 4th, 1897, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 54 years old. I was born in Ohio to an iron worker family. When I was young, I had a happy childhood with 7 brothers and sisters. And I love playing marbles, shooting a bow and arrow, and flying kites.
My parents?
My parents taught me to play, be honest, and work hard. studied for 1 year at Allegheny College in Pennsylvania, but I didn't graduate. I worked as a teacher, post office clerk, and soldier.
Lawyer.
Lawyer, governor, and
Congressman.
congressman. I married Ida Saxton, and our two daughters, Katie and Ida, both died very young, over 20 years ago. People who know me well will describe me as short, heavy set, and clean shaven. I am very well liked by everyone. I usually wear a red carnation and a buttonhole in my jacket for good luck. I love making speeches and debating. I think all money should be backed by gold. Looking into the future, I'll probably be known for being winning the Spanish and American War, and annexing Hawaii and being the third president assassinated. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
September 14th, 1901, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 42 years old. I was born in New York to a European family. When I was young, I started the Roosevelt Museum of Natural History. I studied natural history at Harvard University. I worked as a rancher, an author, and a soldier. I married Alice Hathaway Lee, but she died, so I remarried to Edith Kermit Carroll. My kids' names are Alice, Theodore, Kermit, Ethel, Archibald, and Quentin. People who know me well would describe me as not cuddly. I love fishing, hunting, animal science, exploring nature, and physical exercise. I think America should speak softly and carry a big
2, 1.
Hi, I'm William Howard Taft. It's March 4th, 1909, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 51 years old. I was born in Ohio to a rich political family. When I was young, I was not seen as brilliant of a kid, but I was a hard worker. I studied science at Yale University. I worked as a ballet teacher, a science teacher, a referee, a professor, and secretary for under President Theodore Roosevelt. I married Helen Heron Taft. My kids' names are Helen, Melly, Heron, and Charles. People who know me well would describe me as smart, political, and quiet. I love judges and courts. I think that golfing is fun. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for being the heaviest and tallest president at over 300 pounds and 6'5". Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I'm Thomas Woodrow Wilson. It is March 4th, 1913, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 56 years old. I was born in Staunton, Virginia, to a preacher's family. When I was 4, the Civil War started. It taught me the destruction of war. My dad was a Southern minister. He taught me the power of speaking correctly. I studied history, politics, and law at Davidson's College, Princeton University, University of Virginia, and Johns Hopkins University. I worked as lawyer, lawyer, professor, president of Princeton University, and governor of New Jersey. I married Ellen Axon. My kids' names are Margaret, Jessie, and Elliot. People who know me well describe me as thin-faced, intense, inspiring idealist, and natural-born leader. I love books and public speaking. I think that we should avoid war. I look into the future. I'll probably be remembered for starting the Federal Reserve System in the League of Nations. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Hi, I'm going to Harvard. It is March 4th, 1921. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Ohio to a doctor's family. When I was young, I played instruments, edited the school newspaper, and debated. I studied at Iberia College. I worked as a teacher, a science teacher, sold insurance, and edited town newspaper. People who know me well would describe me as, well, I'm married Florence King. I have a stepson named Marshall, and a daughter, and a 2-year-old daughter named Esther. And a child named Elizabeth.
Okay.
Okay. People who know me well would describe me as a gambler. I love it when women vote for me. I think that the League of Nations is a bad idea. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the first to speak on the radio and to serve White House in the will serve alcohol in the White House during Prohibition. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I am John Calvin Coolidge. It is August 3rd, 1923. It is 3 o'clock in the morning, and my dad just swore me in as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 51 years old. I was born in Vermont to a small town family. When I was young, I made maple syrup and helped out at my dad's general store and farm. When I was 12, my mom died. I always been kind of quiet and shy. I studied history and philosophy at Amherst College. I worked as a lawyer, mayor, governor, and vice president. I married Grace Anna Goodhue, and my kids' names are John and Calvin. People who know me well would describe me as silent Cal, an honest, hard-working man with a few words but a good sense of humor. I love animals and going fishing. I think government should do as little as possible. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for the economic boom in the 1920s and for being the only president born on the 4th of July. Thank you very much, and God bless America. Now I am going back to bed.
2, 1.
Hello, my name is Herbert Hoover. It is March 4th, 1929, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Iowa to a Quaker family. When I was young, my father often called me Stick in the Mud because I played in the mud a lot. I studied engineering at Stanford University. I worked as a humanitarian and mining engineer. I married Lou Henry Hoover. My kids' names are Alan and Herbert. People who know me well would describe me as a humanitarian. I love engineering and mining. I think I should raise the taxes so that way nobody can buy anything in the Great Depression. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for the St. Lawrence Seaway and starting the Great Depression. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I'm Franklin Delano Roosevelt. It was March 4th, 1933, when I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 51 years old. I was born in New York to a wealthy family. When I was young, me and my family went on an island hopping/fishing trip, and while we were there, I got polio. I studied law at Columbia Law School. I worked as a lawyer and a politician. I married Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. My kids' names are Anne Eleanor, John Franklin Delano Jr., Elliot Delano Jr. II, and John. People who know me well would describe me as smart, tall, handsome, and a strong politician. I love driving my hand-controlled sports car super fast. I think we have nothing to fear but fear itself. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the only president to get elected 4 times. Thank you very much. God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I'm Harry S. Truman. It was April 12, 1945, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 60 years old. I was born in Missouri to a farmer's family. When I was young, I wore glasses and took piano lessons. My dad got me a black Shetland pony to ride around our 600-acre farm. I had a very, very happy childhood. I studied business in Kansas City but never graduated college. I worked as a bank clerk, businessman, World War I Army captain, senator, and vice president. I married Elizabeth Wallace. My daughter's name is Margaret. People who know me will describe me as a plain, speaking, no-nonsense kind of guy. The book stops here. I love reading great biographies and playing piano. I think that communism must be contained. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for dropping atomic bombs in Japan to end World War II and for the Truman Doctrine and the Korean War. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Dwight D. Eisenhower. It is January 20th, 1953. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 63 years old. I was born in Texas to a poor family. When I was young, I almost got my leg cut off. I studied at West Point because it was free. I worked as a general and president of Columbia University. I married Mamie Doe. My kids' names are Doe and John. Looking into the people who know me well would describe me as a war hero. I love golf. I think that we need to spy on Russia. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the only president to be Supreme Commander of the Allied Forces during D-Day invasion. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I am John F. Kennedy. It is January 20th, 1961, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 43 years old. I was born in Massachusetts to a very rich Catholic family. When I was young, I tried really hard to compete with my big brother Joe. I had scarlet fever, measles, chickenpox, appendicitis, hepatitis, and back problems. So I'm very passionate about overcoming challenges. I studied politics and law at Harvard. I worked as a World War II Navy commander, a news reporter, Congressman and Senator. I married Jacqueline Bouvier, and my kids' names are Carolyn and John. People who know me well would describe me as handsome, charming, competitive, and a bit of a rule breaker. I love sailing and swimming. I think America should put a man on the moon. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for the Cuban Missile Crisis and for being the youngest elected president and for being the only Catholic president. Thank you very much. And the last president assassinated. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
1.
Hello, my name is Lyndon Baines Johnson. It is November 22nd, 1963, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm 55 years old. I was born in Texas to a hardworking family. When I was young, I was the youngest graduate from Johnson City High School. I studied law at Texas State University. I worked as a rancher, teacher, and senator. I married Claudia Taylor. My kids' names are Linda and Lucy, and my dog LBJ, which stood for Little Beagle Johnson. People who know me well would describe me as a chain smoker. I love ranching. I think blacks should have equal rights. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for being sworn in on Air Force One. Thank you very much, and God bless America. Now I have to sit down because the flashlight light thing is blinking, and we're about to work.
2, 1.
Hi, I'm Richard House Nixon. It is January 20th, 1969, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm 56 years old. I was born in California to a four-family family. When I was young, I was raised on a farm, but after the farm failed, I helped my dad run a produce store. I worked as a farmer. I studied law at Duke Law School. I worked as a farmer, a grocer, a lawyer, and vice president under Dwight D. Eisenhower. I married Thelma Patricia Nixon. My kids' names are Patricia and Julie. People who know me well would describe me as a non-good public speaker. I love bowling and swimming. I think we should get to the moon sometime. People looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for being president when the Apollo 11 was launched, being the Watergate scandal, and being the president to resign. Thank you very much, and God bless America. And by the way, I am not a crook.
2, 1.
Hello, I'm Bill Donald Ford. It is August 9, 1974, and I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 61 years old. I was born in Nebraska to parents who divorced when I was 2. My mom and I moved to Michigan, where she remarried, and I was renamed after my stepdad. When I was young, I had anger and uttering problems. I worked. Wait.
Two, 1.
Hi, I'm James O. Caldwell Jr. It is January 20th, 1977. I just took the oath of office as President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 53 years old. I was born in Georgia to a peanut farmer's family. When I was young, I had to make a mixture of all kinds.
of arsenic, molasses, and water to put on the carton buds. And my sister threw a wrench at my head, so I shot her in the butt with a beating. I studied at Annapolis Navy School. I worked as a naval officer and a peanut farmer. I married Rosalind Smith. My kids' names are Chip, Jack, Jeff, and Amy. People who know me well would describe me as a non-complainer. I love peanuts. I think segregation is a bad idea. Looking into the future, I will probably be remembered for being the only president from Georgia. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
2, 1.
Hello, I am Ronald Wilson Ray. The oath of office and President of the United States of America. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I am 69 years old. I was born in Illinois to a when I was young, I was very nearsighted, and my parents finally realized they needed glasses when I was 13. In the summers, I worked as a lifeguard and saved 77 people from drowning. I studied economics and sociology at Eureka College. I worked as a radio sponsor, announcer, movie star, and governor of California. I divorced my first wife, Jane Wyman, and married Nancy Davis. My kids' names are Lorene, Michael, Patty, and Marlon. People who know me well will describe me as a gifted storyteller with a great sense of humor. I love jelly beans and riding horses on my ranch. I think we should have a less government but a strong military. Looking into the future, I'll probably be remembered for being the oldest and only divorced president, for getting shot by John Hinckley, and for ending the Cold War. Thank you very much, and God bless America.
Yeah, put it on the ground, Timmy. Put your egg on the ground. Timmy. Put your egg on the ground like Anna does, and you're going to push the egg with your spoon.
There you go, Annie. Can you race it?
No, be
Yeah, there you go. On your mark, get set, go. No.
not you guys. The little guy.
Sebastian, how about an apology? Hey, Webb, Hayes, Cook. Webb, Cook, Hayes. You're supposed to be the big man in charge here. Go. Get out of the way.
All right, this is
Okay, this is for the little ones. Then we'll get a picture of you guys.
Ready? Get ready.
Hey.
Except I cleared out another one.
Okay, push your eggs. Push your eggs over here. Come on. Push them. Watch. Not run your eggs. Here, watch. So put it down, and just put it up. Bing. Oh, and we'll hit your egg. Bing. Yay.
Good, Annie. You did it. You did it.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I can't do it.
Yeah, you can. Just hit it like a hockey stick. Yeah, like that. Perfect. All right. Here. Yes, you can. Here, you too. Over here. All right, just start from there. Just start from there. Ready, set, go. Go, go, go. Come on.
Take the eggs along, Anna, go.
Hit it with the spoon, not with your hand. With the spoon.
Like this.
Otherwise, if you guys don't want to do it, we're just going to let the big kids do it.
Okay, let's watch the big kids.
No.
Guys, we're gonna do it.
We'll give another chance after they go. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go.
Give me my hand. Sit on my egg. Get off.
3, 2, 1. Oops.
Maybe we should do this.
I accidentally stopped
The grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, the love of God, the fellowship of Holy Spirit be with you. It is June 2nd, 1886, and we are here today to witness the marriage of President Grover Cleveland and Frances Folsom. 1 John 4:16 says, God is governed those who abide in love, abide in God, and God abides in them. Do you affirm your intention to enter this covenant?
Yeah, I do.
Do President Grover Cleveland take Frances Folsom to be your wife?
I do.
Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, protecting all others?
I do.
With this, place your hand on what we say.
Put your ring on you.
This ring I do. With this ring I do. I promise you, President. I present to you President and Miss Grover Cleveland.